Hello, my name is Robin Justice, and today we're here at my California native plant garden in Tujunga, California, which is actually part of the city of Los Angeles.
Hi, my name is Erik Blanco. I'm the Horticultural Educator at Theodore Payne Foundation for Wildflowers and Native Plants. This garden is located in a very high Fire Hazard Severity Zone. It's quite a mouthful. What does it mean? It means that this area has been designated by the Office of the State Fire Marshal to be susceptible to a high-intensity, fast-moving wildfire. That's the bad news. So the good news is that through good design, appropriate plant selection, and the principles of defensible space, Robin has created a resilient garden that supports habitat right here in an urban setting. Today we will be walking you through Zone 0, Zone 1, and 2, and showing you how Robin's design choices have brought these fire defensive principles to life.
The Zone 0 is the area, I think the fire department defines it about 5 feet from your house. So what we've tried to do is all around, it's minimal plants and a lot of hardscape and gravel. So there's actually nothing around the perimeter of the house other than potted plants and small sort of ephemeral plants that are cleared out periodically. These poppies come up on their own and I cut them back, but they're all things that wouldn't provide much fuel. Well, we're standing in Zone 1 and it's 5 to 30 feet. So this is a zone where you're supposed to keep your plants low, and if you have bigger things, they should be isolated a bit from the other things. So what we've tried to do here is to keep some separation between the different places where planting is. So this area gets a bit of water, not a terribly huge amount because the natives are very good at storing it. And it also gets trimmed to keep them reasonably smaller sized. And also non-natives like this rosemary or the citrus are kept well hydrated to minimize their potential for supporting flame. In this area, we have a mixture of Monardella villosa coyote mint with some monkey flowers, a jelly bean hybrid monkey flowers mixed in, and some foothill penstemon varieties. The great thing here is it's amazing for wildlife. Birds love the seeds, which is why I leave them on. Butterflies, moths, and bees love the flowers, and hummingbirds like the monkey flowers. Here we have a lemonade berry. It was started from a single little tiny cutting, and this is a great plant for screening, for hedge. You can do anything with this you can do with your Texas privet or whatever, but it has much better wildlife value. It has nice flowers in the spring, makes little sort of sour berries. It can be trimmed and cut at any time of year into any shape you want. It has nice leathery leaves, so they're harder to burn. And it's a great screening plant for embers too. Okay,
as we move to the back of the house, we're still standing in Zone 0, free of obstacles, very easy to travel through this area. It allows the residents to move easily, and also if a firefighter needs to be in this space, they have a lot of room to work safely. The plants in Zone 1 are low, well maintained, and they have a good setback away from the home, so they're not going to create or transfer a lot of radiant heat to the structure. These coast live oaks are getting into Zone 2 on the property, so a little farther away from the house, and it's going to be the zone where you maintain it less, really. I mean, it's more natural. Coast live oaks are wonderful trees for fire resilience because they have these little tiny leathery leaves that are hard to catch on fire. Their trunks are very fire resistant. Their roots are super fire resistant, so that even if they do burn, they come back. And because they are adapted to this environment, they really don't need any water. This is obviously where we would do a lot of entertaining and eating outside when it's nice. And this encompasses both a 0 zone along the house here and then coming into Zone 1. This is zone where we're most exposed to wind and probably fire.
So we made it a little bit wider. The glass on the house was changed to tempered. We use umbrellas, which can be taken in when there's red flag days or when there's high winds or any fire danger. The other thing we have for a little summer shade is this Southern California black walnut, a very nice tree that provides a nice leafy canopy for shade, and then it's deciduous, so in the wintertime you've got sun. And also the animals love it.
For a more wildfire resilient garden, let's use that black walnut, let's use the coast live oak, those are our trees. Let's try that coyote brush, that lemonade berry, those are our medium-sized shrubs. And then lastly, our flowering perennials and annuals like the coyote mint, the penstemon, the California poppy. All of these are great to support habitat, create a strategic defense against embers, practicing defensible space principles in the wildland-urban interface, we can help protect our homes.